Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm not feeling very good. My stomach is on fire. Not able to eat. Not sure why. I'm going to call the doctor later today and find out if he wants me to see him sooner. I see him tomorrow. I have chemo and see him before that and have blood work to do. But right now I look horrible. I know that because I feel horrible. But this is going to be my second video of my story time. So I ended with being diagnosed and telling my family. So you can go back and watch that. After that, it went pretty fast. That was a Friday when I found out that I had cancer. The following Monday, I was in to see the oncologist, and then Tuesday, I went in to have my port placement. If you don't know what a port is, there's port and there's a PICC. The port goes actually under the skin. They run a catheter to the heart, and then they put the actual device under your skin. I don't know if you can see my scar right there. It's a little triangle that goes under the skin. It's got 3 little bumps, one on each corner of the triangle, and you can feel it under your skin. And then they use an L-shaped needle to poke into it when they want to use it, and they can use it for just about anything: chemo, drawing blood, any other IVs you need. It's really good. The only pain about it was after it's done being used, they want you to keep it for a long time, so you have to go in every 3 months and have it flushed. But it was very convenient. I no longer have mine. You'll hear about that later in my story time. But so I had that done, and then they had me scheduled for chemo within a couple days. The night before chemo, they give you a whole bunch of drugs to take, steroids, stomach meds, Benadryl, to get you prepared for any reactions you may have. And then the next day you go in. Mine was 8 hours. The first day I went to go have it done, though, I get there after taking all the meds the night before, get there, and they said they couldn't do it because there was a coding issue with my insurance and they were not wanting to cover the treatment. So my sister was with me, thank goodness, because I had a complete meltdown. You know, you're already on pins and needles, your anxiety is sky high, and then you think you're dying, and now they're going to tell you they're not going to give you treatment. But after that, my sister actually called my general practitioner to get me some Valium or something to calm me down, and he did. He gave me some Valium. I slept the rest of the day, and then got the phone call that everything was straightened out and I can go the following day. So that was a very interesting day for sure. I'm so glad my sister was with me. My sister did go with me to, I think, most of my chemos. I think my husband went with me once. But yeah, that wasn't the best time ever. Usually every day, not the first time, but I had chemo every 3 weeks, and before chemo, after that, we would stop by and to my work and see my students, because I really love my students. They love me, especially the 8th graders I had the year before. Um, so right before the second treatment, I did start losing my hair. Um, it came out in clumps at first. No one tells you, at least they didn't tell me, that when your hair starts to fall out, um, your head burns. It feels like it's on fire. I've never had anything like that in my life. I was running my head underneath cold water, and this was before they did the ice caps that they do now, so or whatever they are, that so you don't lose your hair. Um, so after that started happening and it burned so bad, we decided to shave my head. So it's kind of foggy on who was there. I know my husband was there, and we did it in my parents' breezeway and shaved my head. It helped a lot because then I can put creams on my head. I can put ice packs on my head to cool it down, because that was absolutely horrible. I was able to get a wig, and by my second treatment is I had my wig on and I went to see my kids at school, at work, and I walked in and the kids were like, "Mrs. D, why are you wearing a wig?" And I explained to them about the cancer and that I'd lost my hair. And one of the girls in the class made a comment that I was beautiful with or without my hair. And there were some autistic kids in the classroom that were kind of confused by it, didn't understand. So I took the wig off and showed them my bald head, was explaining to them what happened, trying to be open with them. There were 7th and 8th graders. A couple of the students, their parents had been through cancer, and were understanding, and those kids were just amazing to me. In the meantime, they wanted to make smileys on my head. So they all took different colored permanent markers and drew smileys all over my head. It was the cutest thing ever. Made my day. It still makes me smile because they were the best class ever. They had quite a few more surprises for me throughout my journey, and I'll show you those later when I get to those parts. But those kids were amazing. So my sister and I went on to chemo. They were long days. We took my laptop or my iPad or whatever I had at the time. I think it was a laptop. And my sister and I would take DVDs, because they actually had CDs that went inside back then. And we would watch movies and that kind of thing. Jim went with me to chemo one time. He was funny. The ladies there really loved him because he would take the garbage out. He was entertaining. That was rough. Between each session, because it builds up in your system, I got sicker and sicker. I usually slept 23 hours a day. Felt like at the time, we'll go back a little bit, when I found out I had cancer, I'd been sick for months before, and I think I forgot to put my dogs and cats flea medication on them, and we got flea infested at our house. And we were fighting that for like the month before, all of July and most of August, and I'd finally had enough of it. So we moved out of our house. I moved in my mom and dad's brand new camper. They had a camper that was huge. It had a bunk room in it, a bedroom, bathroom, and it was parked in the garage or the driveway here. And I could keep it at the temperature I want, because if any of you guys know, going through chemo, it makes you so hot. It's like putting fire. They don't call it the red fire for nothing. I had the air conditioning in there so cold you can see your breath, but I was still hot. So I lived in that camper during chemo. Um, and while I was going through chemo, my friends and family were just amazing. Um, they went and cleaned the house out. I didn't know how much they were going to do. I just knew they were going to get rid of the fleas. Um, and the dogs were still there, the cats. We did end up um, finding places for the dogs to go stay, and all of them but Hershey ended up staying permanent with their families that they went to stay with. Um, it was easier on us, and those families didn't realize how much they needed a dog. Um, so I know where they were, and they lived out their lives. Callie lived to be 17 years old. Um, she was our little beagle mix. Um, Trixie went on to another home, and Hershey stayed with us. Um, but while I was not, they wouldn't let me go to the house and see anybody, which was hard because I couldn't see the dogs while they were still there. Um, but when they did let me go, um, they had gotten rid of all my furniture, um, pulled up all the carpet, painted all the walls, deep cleaned everything. Um, a carpet placed in Valpo. I believe it was Tudor floors. Actually donated the carpet to replace my living room, up my stairs, and my bedroom. It was amazing. Um, it was that shag carpet that was really popular 12 years ago. I don't know if it still is. Um, Friends put together money to buy paint. They painted um, the living room, hallway, my bedroom. They got new used furniture, couches, and chairs. It was absolutely amazing. I was able to move back home um, after chemo for a little bit. I didn't stay very long because December 7th, and that's where I'll end this, December 7th was my day I scheduled to have my double mastectomy. So I'll end that there. In the next one, I'll explain to you how the mastectomy and the process and all that. It wasn't as hard as I thought. It was an easy decision for me. I wanted to see my kids grow up, so getting my breasts removed was the best thing I could do. And then I'll go on to talk about radiation and all that later. So hopefully everything goes okay tomorrow. Echo on Wednesday, and we'll go from there. So I'm going to say my motto: don't be sad for me, be mad for me. Take care of yourself, get yourself checked out, and hopefully I'll give a good update next week. I'm going to try to video and send out a video every Tuesday, maybe little ones in between if there's something new that comes up or whatever. I'd like to, if I start feeling better, take you guys out and show you guys some of the stuff I did over the summer. My garden, it's dying down, our flowers, and also talk to you about some of the hobbies and stuff I've done to pass time. So don't be sad, get mad, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.